Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen. Do it now. Also, go on over to patreon.com/earlymorningbarking and follow me there. Help support the channel and get some extra videos and stuff. So then, today I was going to do like an MPD grandiosity sense of self-importance marker video, and I went over to a website to like double check how things were worded and look at that, and I've come across something that I haven't really encountered before, and it's got me thinking about something. I thought we could talk about this. As we've always talked about, MPD, like BPD, has its 9 markers, and you have to have 5 or more of them to qualify as having MPD. And we all have different ones, etc., etc. See other videos for more on that. But what I didn't know is that there is an alternative proposed way of looking at MPD. And I'm reading this off another screen, so forgive me for not looking at you. In a proposed model cited in DSM-5, MPD is characterized by moderate or greater impairment in personality functioning, manifested by characteristic difficulties in two or more of the following 4 areas, and their identity, self-direction, empathy, and intimacy. And in actual fact, I think there's some other things as well that get added onto that. That's a little limited, oversimplified view, but yes, and all of that. The thing that caught my eye in that, because I'm not qualified to go back and forth on what is a better definition of what. That's not for me to say, but I can sit here and talk about self-direction, and identity, and intimacy. And indeed empathy. So that seemed a bit more interesting to me, because there's some things in there that kind of mix up with BPD, and I thought it was worth talking about. And the thing that caught my eye, as I was saying today, was the self-direction stuff. Because I have none whatsoever, right? I have no self-direction on any level at all in any aspect of my life, right? The most regular thing I do are these videos. But when you look at the timeline of my life, these videos are a very short, temporary, recent thing, right? When it comes to self-direction, I can get stuck on a task and pursue it indefinitely. And there are going to be a number of elements at play for me when I do that, right? Because we have BPD's lack of sense of self, lack of self-confidence, and all these other things, and worry and fear and getting stuck in a routine and the comfort of that. And then on the other side, we have MPD's lack of self-direction, right? And think about it, right? So we're narcissists, we're people with MPD, and so many things matter to us that are inevitably caught up in the direction our lives are going, right? Money, well-being, looks, fashion, so many like way of life things, so many status things that are caught up in things like income, employment, what you do, how you get to treat people. There's so much there. It's so difficult to unpick in a couple of sentences, but I think you can see what I'm getting at. And so when we're concerned about all these things, like what do I look like to the outside world? I'm going to turn my phone. I left the phone on. Maybe the sound cut out and you didn't even know I ruined it. Anyway, when you're caught up in how good you look, how much you present to the outside world, how successful you are, then the direction your life is going in is key, right? What is your job? What is your career path? Are you getting the income to support your self-image? And if not, that requires an even greater level of masking and hiding and lying and general bragging around who you are and what you do. And so, of course, we're going to be constantly moving from one thing to another, or pursuing something that is wrong because we think it gives us something that it doesn't really give us. Because we're always going to be looking for that thing that makes us what we want ourselves to be. Because that's the all-encompassing thing. That's the most important thing. This image to the outside world, this how am I perceived? Because we're worried, we're scared to death that how we're perceived is not how we want to be perceived. We're worried that how we're perceived is how we really are, because we hate how we really are. We're upset about how we really are, so much so that we're ashamed and we hide it from the world, right? We're masking, we're putting up all the shielding to hide who we are from the outside world. And so we've got to keep moving. We've got to keep on keeping on, because something better might come along, something with more opportunity, something that gives us the opportunity to say, hey, look, I'm doing even better now. There are so many things that this is caught up in. A lack of self-direction. Of course, that's part of MPD. Of course it is. And if you're unlucky to be sat here with BPD as well, then you might actually be screwed. And maybe you should count yourself lucky that you're able to sit down and do some YouTube videos every week. Because I don't know what I want to do, and everything is a barrier in the way to doing it. Right? Now, if I get over the moods that BPD creates, then I have to deal with all the crap that MPD kicks up along the way. And I tell you, by God, there's a lot. And it's so frustrating, and it holds you back, and it keeps you looking for the next thing. Well, if I'm not doing this right, then I need to start doing other things, and piling things in, burning bridges, shutting stuff down unnecessarily. This lack of self-direction. Wow. Do you know what? It all reminds me of Civ 5, right? Sid Meier's Civ 5. I've played nearly 1,000 hours at that, and I'm awful at it. Do you know why I'm awful at it? Because it's a game where you've got 500 turns to achieve your goal. And the best, most efficient way to do this is to decide which goal you're trying to achieve before you start your 500 moves. Whereas I'm the kind of guy that gets to move 300 and goes, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be finishing a goal, right? Which goal shall I do? And by that time, you're already 300 moves into the game. Someone else has nearly won, and you haven't got enough time to do whatever it is you wanted to do. And that's my life. Because of this lack of self-direction, be it from MPD or BPD or made worse by both. I need some cheat codes. That's what I need. Has anyone got some cheat codes? Replies in the comments, please. Take care. I'll see you later. Bye.